What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Rudy with your boy DFergo, at DFergo on Instagram, and this is the
Hey,
Speakeasy. This is the Speakeasy, and brought to you by Believe Network. And today, one, you have Rudy Gay with a haircut, as you can see.
look good.
Two, appreciate it. And two, we have a couple things to talk about. Devin, you want to lead us off?
First thing, the Jazz are looking really well right now. I'm gonna start with that. Unexpectedly, we're gonna start with that. Your team, y'all came out hot and y'all look great.
Well, I'm not gonna say unexpectedly, but yeah, we've been playing well. We for the most part, Coach Will, has been great with putting us together and putting us in the right spots. It's early in the season, and obviously we have a lot to work on, but we showed some heart early. Man, I don't like starting you're gonna start the whole podcast talking about basketball with me? I'm man, come on, let's talk about something other than the team I'm on, bro.
Hey, I just had to get that out the way because it might not be surprising. It might not be surprising to you, but to people outside the league, they didn't think y'all were going to do this. They thought y'all were tanking.
Well, I mean,
not the players, but the organization.
Well, I can't comment on that. I don't know what their plan was, but
right.
I mean, you got a team full of pros, man. Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about something. Let's talk about people that started off slow.
All right. Okay.
So we started off with talking about people who started off hot, and obviously we 5 games into the season, but it means something to start early. It's like give people a vision of how the season's going to start. But you got the Lakers and the Sixers.
Okay.
Both starting off slow. Give me your opinion on that.
The Lakers, I didn't think they were going to start out high. I don't like that roster. It just doesn't fit. You got to surround LeBron.
It's a speakeasy, man. You got to say exactly what people out there don't know. It ain't in your head.
Yeah, you're right. You got to surround LeBron with shooters. I mean, any team he's ever been on, he had shooters with him. That's how he gets the furthest. And that roster, they don't have it. I mean, I'm not putting a lot of blame on one person. People like to put the blame on Russ. I'm not just gonna put the blame on him. I think it starts at top with like the management, GM. You got to know what you're gonna put around your best players. And that roster does not fit LeBron, who is their best player. AD, he could be playing a little better as well. But I think he's going to get there. I mean, he's a great player, so he's going to get there. But everybody else that's surrounding him, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't mesh well.
All right, I don't think this is to be a popular opinion about things. I mean, obviously, you play for a team that is configured by management, right?
Right.
But your job out there is to make the best out of it. So I think the best teams, even when big threes and all those stuffs were put together, I don't think any of us thought that that would work. You get 3 superstars on one team, and we have that with the Lakers. It's just when that was configured the first time, let's say when LeBron went to Miami, this was a 20-some-year-old LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, when you're on a team full of 2 other superstars, Bron was head and shoulders above those other 2 superstars, right? So in all actuality, those other 2 had to take the back seat. Now you have a 38-year-old LeBron right now. You know what I'm saying?
Up in age, yeah.
Up in age. He's still great. Don't get me wrong. He's great. He's, arguably one of the greatest, but it's not performing at the level that he was then.
Correct. Yeah.
Although he's changed his game and numbers are different and the game is changing around him. So those things that we thought worked before, that's the thing about the league. The league is evolving. But, me being around Russ and AD, I'm not saying that they feel like they're at a different, they are at a different part in their career than LeBron is. You know what I'm saying? They're at a different part in their career. And I think for that to work, somebody has to take the back seat, and I don't see any of them doing it. I think AD has. He's 2. But I think Russ is too is too busy trying to be that number one guy or be the Russ that he's been before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas certain guys play a position, and and like we said before, what made that big three work before is that they played that position, and I don't see anybody doing that right now. So it's tough to be on the court with two alpha egos out there at the court at the same time. And at this point in their career, basically, besides the fact that LeBron shoots a little better, play the same way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a tough mix, but I think the bigger part is I don't think they really bought in to what's going on.
Yeah, I think they need to throw in some. They try to throw in some young, fresh legs. Get some younger people in there. You brought up LeBron's age. You got to surround them by some youth as well as the shooting. So Russ. I mean, he's a veteran. He's older as well. Not as quite LeBron's age, but you got to get some youth in there and throw that in there, get him running a little bit more. And I don't. They try to add some of it, but I don't think they added enough. That's why I'm saying the roster, it just doesn't work for me. They're gonna have to make a move.
I mean, that's obvious. They got to make a move. They're gonna have to make a move. Like, they tried it. This their second year trying it. They made some acquisitions that some people say is skeptical, but they had a chance at a couple acquisitions that they didn't pull the trigger on that could have helped them. So I don't know. I mean, when you have a player like LeBron, sometimes you just go out there and see if he could do it, and if he can't, then you make the move. So we'll see. I don't think this is the team that will be there for the rest of the season. Another team that started off slow is the 76ers, a team that I think the league thought, I don't know, I wouldn't say me or anybody else, but the league thought that they would be, start off faster, especially with the teams they played. What do you think about the 76ers?
Embiid was my MVP pick this year, and the slow start is really hurt because I like their team. I think that James. I like James, but he's gonna have to get off the ball sometimes. He's got to pass that thing. He dribbles a lot. I seen a stat they put on TNT. He has about twice as many dribbles that the whole team has just by himself, and he's got to move that ball because Maxey, he can play. He's becoming one of those young guys that's going to be a good player. I think they're going to figure it out. Now, I got a little more faith in their roster than I do the Lakers. I think they're going to figure it out, and I think Embiid is going to be the MVP that I want him to be and predicted him to be. I hope so.
I don't know. I haven't watched them too much. I know they have on paper they have what seems to be a good. Yo, it is snowing out here, bro. Yo, it's crazy, man. Look, anyway. Welcome to the
That's Utah. Man. That's Utah.
Yo, it is snowing. I'm sitting out here like, yo, it's not even Halloween yet, bro.
And it's about to be a white Halloween for you.
Man, what? Anyway, they still have Tobias, who I think still trying to prove himself. Never really fit in there. Even before James got there, I never felt like he found his spot, his place on that roster. So, you have a lot of people that have to learn. And like the thing about it, you got to mesh well. When you're trying to win, you got to mesh well. If you don't mesh well, it's not going to work. And, we've seen teams that personalities didn't mesh well, but on the court, they made their sacrifices, did what they had to do. And I don't see either one with this team. But, I do think they have a better roster than the Lakers.
Yes.
And I think they will figure it out before the Lakers does. And like I said before, I don't think this is the roster that the Lakers will end up with. Back to the Lakers, man. I'm gonna let you ask this question because I want to combat it a different way.
Okay.
It's about Russ. So, obviously when people aren't playing to their level, they think he's falling off. It's people don't really taking into account the mental part of the game. A guy that's coming home, always been a Laker fan his whole life, playing for the Lakers. And, a dream come true turns into
nightmare.
Something a nightmare. I wouldn't say nightmare because there's a lot worse stuff going on.
Yeah, true.
But it doesn't work out the way he wanted it to, that would affect somebody mentally. You know what I mean?
I agree.
This is what is like fourth team in 5 years.
Something like that.
Third team in 5 years.
Houston,
Washington.
Yeah, 13.
Third team in 5 years. A person at his caliber, I mean, the thing about it, do I think he still has it? Yes. Mentally, does he think he might have lost a step or whatever? Maybe. I don't know. But, people don't take an account to people's mental health. Like, I'm not saying he needs help or anything. I'm just saying, like, it's natural for people not to feel as wanted or as dominant as they once were, especially with the role that he's been forced to be in. So, I'm always pulling for Russ. Russ is a good friend of mine. I always want the best for my guys. But I just, and I've also been in a situation where I've kind of had things, whether it's injuries or playing style, whatever, had things taken from me. So I understand where he's coming from. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Yeah, I mean, back to the 76ers. I feel like we jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
What do you think about Doc as a coach? Because obviously, when you get the roster that you so-called want, or that you've been fighting for, and it doesn't end up what you want it to be. I think the next step is coaching, right?
Yeah,
we were early in the season. I'm not going to say you need to get rid of anything or change anything besides the Lakers, because they tried this their second year trying this. But as far as the 76ers, what do you think about that? What do you think about, coaching? You think Doc has anything to do with it?
Yeah, Doc has a big role to play, and I think Doc might be on the hot seat. When he has two superstars, they need to be contending for a championship. And I mean, he's been there for quite a couple years now. And if you say they don't mesh well, like you said, Tobias, you're not getting the best out of Tobias. Maybe sometimes that team isn't meshing. That comes back to coaching. He has to figure that out. And Doc over the past, I mean, he does have a championship, but some of those years he looked a little iffy sometimes. And I think with Philly, if they can't get over the hump this year, this might be it for Doc.
Okay, all right. Put it to you like this. In your opinion, what makes a good coach?
In my opinion, making a good coach is at that level, the NBA is controlling your players coach, controlling egos. I mean, we all know at that level, you should be able to be great with X's and O's, or somebody in your staff should be able to help you with that. So as the head coach, you got to control egos, get the best out of your players. And sometimes Doc doesn't get that.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think he gets that all the time. He got it out of Boston, but you had those players. You had KG. They can control the locker room. You have Paul Pierce, those type of veterans. Now with this group right here, Embiid, James, those egos, they may not be
to play devil's advocate with you before you get going. He changed the whole personality of the Clippers. I mean, some may say it's him, some may say it's Chris.
But they didn't get over the hump.
Huh?
They never got over the hump. They never made it.
Getting over the hump? That because before he got there, the Clippers were winning 20 games a year.
Well, when he got there, they made him to a winning team, winning pedigree. They had 3-4 years together. He's supposed to be a championship contender. I don't think they ever made it to the Western Conference Championship.
I think they did, but I think they did. But you're trying to, okay, so
at that level with those talents, you have to be contending for a championship every year. And if you're one of those top pedigree coaches, Doc is one of the top coaches in the league, and he has two superstars.
Okay, so as far as that, you hire a coach, like you said, to get the best out of your players,
right?
What at what point is it like, okay, maybe we need to switch something or change something?
When those players, when you're
not I'm saying as far as personnel, not coaching. I'm not either way on Doc because I've never worked with them or anything. Right. I don't know. I'm just literally playing devil's advocate as far as as coaching.
Correct.
Because honestly, I feel like coaching is a big part, a huge part of holding people accountable, getting the most out of their players. But players have to be receptive to it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they brought in a big talent. They made a big splash with James and bringing that talent in. So as far as personnel go, I guess you feel they have the right personnel. This is going to be the group. And if this is not the group, then we might as well just blow everything up and just start all over, because we think we got the personnel and we have the
blow
coach.
It up. MB, how old is it? Be like 26?
Or maybe you got to make the older superstar has to go. That's kind of blowing it up.
No, that's going a different direction.
Okay, go a different direction. Then maybe you gotta go a different direction. And sometimes that coaching change is part of that personnel change as well.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing with coaching changes is culture. Is switching the culture. Like sometimes players get tired of hearing the same ear. I mean, it's the same voice in the ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to say it and not sound crazy, but
right.
Same voice in the ear. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes things run their course, but I'm hard on Doc just like everybody else is,
and I respect that too.
I respect the hell out of him. That's why I'm hard on him. But I think I don't think it's all his fault, the situation. I think he's been in situations where sometimes I don't know. I ain't no coach and I have never played for him. So all I'm saying is we expected Doc to do more with those teams. That's our opinion. So it is what it is. Mm-hmm. What else?
Well, let's go. Let's backtrack back to hot teams. We talked about your team. Yeah. And let's talk about another team that you played for, the San Antonio Spurs.
Right.
And we're talking about coaching. Do you think that's reflective of coaching? Because they have the most respected coach in the league.
Yeah. Okay. When you talk about coaching, it's like you have coaches, then you have the coach. Like
he's the coach.
So like when you talk about Pop, it's not even about what he does anymore. Not even about what he says or anything. It's about the culture he created in San Antonio. You know what you got to buy into going there. You know what to expect from him. You know what he doesn't like. Everybody knows how San Antonio plays. So it's like if you go there, you know what you're getting into. You don't have a coach in the league that's been somewhere long enough to where you know what you're getting into when you go there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like San Antonio way is just, it's the San Antonio way. And I think B Wright, who is the GM there, he picks guys that fit that perfectly. They have a nice young nucleus. They have young Keldon. They have Devin. They have, those guys are going to lead the way. And they have a couple, I wouldn't say vets, but older guys that are going to go in there and do their job. So I don't know, because they're so young, I don't know how the season's going to end. I don't know how up or down they're going to be, but they're going to surprise teams, and that's what they always do.
Yeah, they're going to play hard.
They're going to play hard as hell, and they're going to beat some teams that they be like, damn, ain't no reason they're supposed to beat them. But they're going to beat them because they continued. I think pound and rock is what they call it. Just continue to just do the same things until team breaks, and they do that. And a lot of these good teams, they take some stuff. They take time off, and it comes back.
They take that type of stuff for granted. They take it for granted. They're gonna play hard defense. They're gonna stick. They're gonna know the game plan. They're gonna stick to it.
Yeah, some of these really good teams, they depend on their best players to bail them out of stuff, and they don't have to work as hard. So and when you play for the San Antonio Spurs, you got to do your job every day. So yeah, there you go. That's the reason why they're always going to be somewhat, they're never going to be terrible.
Right.
They're going to be a terrible team. I don't think they'll be terrible. I mean, they might not have as much talent, or they might have young talent, but I don't think they'll ever be terrible. Not with Pop there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Another team. What you said MB was your MVP.
Yeah.
It's looking like it's going to be Dame Lillard.
Look like it's Dame time. Dame time. Hey.
It's looking like it's Dame time.
He's on a tear. He is on a tear.
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's like he's one of the players in the league that I respect the most. One of them. He goes out there and does his job. Doesn't talk too much. He's about his business. He stays to himself, and he enjoys his life.
I mean, homegrown. He's staying where he drafted. He's
Not even about that. Not even about
okay.
that. I'm talking about Dame as as a person.
Okay, as a human.
As a human. I like Dame because that's the type of person he is. He goes in there, he does what he says, works hard, he shuts his mouth, he's not worried about anything but his job, and enjoys his life. And he gets paid for it. He gets paid to just stay out of the way and be the best player on the court every night. And he's been doing that, for that team since he's been there.
Yeah.
Shuts his mouth.
Yeah.
Since he's been drafted there. Stays out the way, shuts his mouth, doesn't get caught up in anything. Just goes out there and does his job. And I respect the hell out of him for that. Because
the Lakers should try to make a trade for him.
And who's to say they won't? But I'm saying, like, they should try. I mean, I think everybody should try. I mean, but why would you trade somebody that's possibly could be an MVP for your team? Like,
yeah, that's true. I mean, Portland they're not letting him go. I mean, he's playing lights out. He's doing everything, and and they found another supporter for him that can help him out with Anthony Simons.
I think it's Simons, Devin.
Yeah, I'm not the best with those names. Like.
Anyway, they also have my boy from Detroit.
Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant, who's a great pickup for him. Like Jeremy Grant he can do everything out there. So they're trying. They're trying to build a team around Dame. They continue to try. I don't think they're done. I don't think this is a team that they want to have around Dame right now, but they're continuing to try. You know what I mean? That's all you ask for from a group to try the right way. And they got Chauncey, who is a hell of a player himself, can relate to Dame. You know what I'm saying?
Play the same position.
Play the same position. Could mentor him. You know what I'm saying? Him and Simons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And has won in this league. So I mean, we talk about the Blazers, like you said before. Not to contradict myself. I don't think I am, but Chauncey need to be a part of that too. The reason why they winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely part of the reason why they winning.
Back to what you said, creating a culture. He created that culture.
Yeah, he creating a culture that their best players comfortable with.
Perfect.
There you go. And coaching 1-on-1. There you go.
And when do y'all play them? Because that's a game I want to see. Two hot teams that people didn't expect.
I don't know.
Well, I'll be tuned in. I want to see what Laurie does against them, against that team. You know what I mean? See what Laurie does.
He started off very well. Laurie Markkinen has surprised a lot of people with how he plays. I mean, how could he surprise you? He's 7 feet, could shoot, dribble, and pass. So, I mean, what else do you ask for?
Works perfect in this league.
What'd you expect? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, how many people that could do that?
Not many. Not many. We said at the same time. Not many.
Not many. But since we playing the devil's advocate thing, I'm gonna ask you the question first.
Okay.
And you answer it the way you want to answer it. And know what? I'm going to just play devil's advocate no matter what you say.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna be the devil today. Let's do this.
I don't want to be devil's advocate. What did Kanye say? Not to bring up Kanye.
I don't know.
That means I'm the devil. No, I'm not being the devil. I'm playing. I'm being the advocate.
You're being an advocate.
That don't even make sense without you. You know what I mean. Anyway,
I know what you mean. Come on.
All right. Let's talk QB play.
All right.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, bro, starting off bad. Like career bad.
Career.
Are the teams bad or are they playing bad?
All right. Here we go. The Green Bay Packers team is terrible. Let's just put that. I'm just gonna be blunt. The team is terrible. Like I said with the Lakers, their roster is horrible. Aaron Rodgers, he still has some stuff left in the tank. They got rid of receivers. They don't have any weapons for him. People dropping balls left and right. It's just bad. It's just bad over there. Now, Tom Brady, he has weapons. And I think they will get it together. They're in a weak division, so they can kind of get it together. But Tommy is starting to look his age. And he's going to have to find it from somewhere because he's starting to look his age. He's looking a little tired out there. He's not looking right. Even though he has the weapons, some of his weapons, they're playing lackluster, but he's not looking his age. I mean, he's looking his age. I'm sorry. He hasn't looked his age for years. He's been beating Father Time. I think Father Time is knocking on the door. Like, Tom, it's time to come on home. That's just me.
All right, you done?
I'm done.
Okay. So this goes in line with what we were talking about before.
Okay.
So let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. So you saying his receivers and all that are lackluster.
Yes.
So you saying he can't make them better players?
He can make them better players.
Hold up. Tom did that. So hopefully Aaron would have to go through that.
Aaron's going through it.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Tom made players into who they are. He made them millions.
I get it. I get it.
So let's know what. I'm tired of everybody taking the heat off of these quarterbacks,
exactly.
Man. They get paid the most.
Okay.
They get the ball the most. They are the brains of the field.
I get it.
They are the brains of the field.
I get it.
I'm not going to sit here and continue to be like, yo, it's my receivers. It's this and that, because they're all pros at the end of the day. And you know what? They had some good draft picks.
If your receivers don't have hands, they might as well be cornerbacks. They can't catch. They're dropping footballs.
Devin, I understand that. I understand what you're saying. But is it that we still can't win games? You still can't win games even though they're dropping footballs?
No, you
can't. Change the playbook. You got to change the playbook.
No.
If they're not,
it's not nothing to do with the playbook. Your hands
has everything to do with playbook.
Aaron Rodgers can put the ball in your hand when you're not even looking. You have to catch the ball. They're not catching the ball as receivers.
And like I said, I'm playing devil's advocate because my little cousin, I said, look, he played football. I said, all you have to do is catch the ball.
Exactly.
For some reason, he didn't think that meant anything. But I agree with you. You have to catch the ball. But as a coach, your job is to win, right? Mm-hmm. If the situation you're putting them in isn't successful, what you got to do? Change the situation, right? So is that fall on Aaron or the coach? Both.
It's both. As a quarterback, you're an extension of the coach on the field, right?
Right.
So it falls on both. Now, Aaron and the head coach, they had their problems before. They had problems.
By the way, when he says Aaron, that means Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. It's the Baltimore accent. I can't.
Baltimore accent, y'all. I grew out of mine, but
Aaron.
Aaron. Just say how you want to say it, man. It's a speakeasy, man. Aaron.
When Aaron is putting it on the numbers and your receivers aren't catching the ball, it's not much playbook changes you can go with.
They nervous, man. They playing with Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Exactly. Well, you got to grow up. It's time to perform. You got to grow up. You on the big boy stage.
Well, look. Let me tell you about football, man. It's different than a lot of the sports. Next man up. And that's coaching. You keep on giving people a chance. They're not catching the ball. Next man up. There's so many football players on a roster. So many.
Next man up.
Give somebody else a chance. It's next man up.
It's
about winning games, man. Win, baby, win.
There you go. So what do you think about Tom?
Huh?
What do you think about Tom? What is your devil's advocate? What do you think about Tom? What do you think?
You say he's getting.
I think Father Time is catches up with everybody. It's nothing you can do. He's coming. I think we'd be frozen.
Especially the brains of the field.
You were froze for a second. What'd you say? Say it again.
I said, Giselle want to leave him 1 minute, then she's staying with him, man. That weigh on the brother, man. You know what I'm saying? He got AB posting pictures of him and Giselle hugging. Like, how am I supposed to throw a dime at that point in my life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that's tough. Now, see, I didn't think about that. I'm going strictly
on. This is real stuff that's going on that we all see because he's Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's life. That's life.
That's life though, because
life.
who knows what Joe Burrow is going through? Nobody knows because it's not Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that's the reason he's playing bad. But what I can say is I can agree with you about Father Time. And, but maybe his decision making is going a little bit. Maybe he's not as quick on the draw as he once was. Maybe it's his line. I don't know.
Maybe it's coaching. You got a new head coach.
Maybe it's coaching. Maybe it's all of that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're older than your head coach, like I am, you know what I'm saying? It's I guess Tom. I don't know, Dad. That's a quarterback, man. They don't get blamed enough. They blame receivers. They blame blocking all the time. I'm blaming the quarterbacks, man. Y'all gotta be better.
Hey,
make these guys
hold
better,
them
man.
accountable. Hold them accountable. But those two quarterbacks are proven that they're gonna get the job done.
I know they make $1 gillion between the both of them.
They're proven. Tom Brady is up here.
Yeah, and everybody's been so high on Tom. Like, yo, what's wrong? Why can't he play bad? He can play bad. He's playing bad.
We don't expect that from Tom. We expect Tom to get it through, and that's what I'm saying. Father Time, it's hard now.
Okay, and the same thing with LeBron.
Yeah,
same thing with LeBron.
That's why you got.
You're building a team. You're building a team around a 38-year-old superstar.
Yeah, you got to build it right.
Got to build a team right. Y'all need to be spending. Look, if Tom wants to play for 5 more years, he need to take a little less salary and maybe pay a line a lot more.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to be protected? That line need to make more than you, brother.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Or you going to be look?
You gotta have that line.
You're going to be carted off that field.
Yeah.
No,
not Tom. Not Tom.
Bruh, if you don't take care of that line, and you got the replacements in there because Tom went $45 million a year, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're right. But I hope not Tom.
I hope not. Look, knock on wood. I hope not. But look, Tom, you got to take less money, bro. Get that line right.
Yeah,
Get that line right.
Heard it on the speech.
Look. I'm gonna be honest with you too. Look, Aaron Rodgers too. Aaron Rodgers too.
I'm an old prediction here. I'm gonna just throw it out there. He won't be there next year.
I'm gonna give a really bold
talking about Aaron Rodgers somewhere else.
You know where that boy gonna be?
Where?
Dallas.
Wow, that's huge. Okay, heard it first.
He's gonna be in Dallas.
Rudy Gay.
Because know what? You got that man over there don't care about what he pay to get what he want.
Yeah, he throw a check at anything.
And he's the only man that has the fruits to pull the trigger on something like that.
He definitely has the fruits of his labor. He will pull the trigger.
He has the fruits to do that, man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't if we're going to be talking about football. We got sports. We're gonna speak on our home team.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got Tampa Bay. We got Tom this week.
Okay, see, we did all that talking about Tom. Give us 1 week, Tom, because you will figure it out real fast.
You figure it out next week, Tom. Not this week.
Don't do it. Hold up. Is it at Tampa Bay or in Baltimore?
It's at Tampa Bay, man.
Oh man, Lamar close to home, man.
Oh man. Come on. Let's not do it this week, Tom. Let's stay confused.
Man, Tampa, the sun's out. They probably had the pool. What's today? I don't want to say that what day it is, but it's good. We're getting closer to the week, man. They probably had the pool after practice, man. They not getting there.
No, listen, they better be in their playbooks. Okay?
Yeah.
In the playbook. This team is they're in limbo. Let's put the foot on their neck. Let's get out of there with a win. We need it.
Yeah. Let's hey guys, if y'all listening to the speakeasy, let's focus first. Yeah. Focus. Sunday night, stay in Tampa, do whatever you want. Get back to work Monday.
Exactly.
Well, Tuesday. Monday is off. Be back to work Tuesday. Let's focus.
Let's focus. It's a Thursday night. It's Thursday night. We're prime time.
They are
prime time. So let's Let's whatever you do, focus. And then you have your Friday and your Saturday. You don't gotta play this week.
Saturday.
You can enjoy Halloween. Enjoy Halloween.
Let's focus.
Let's focus.
When is Halloween? Yeah, Halloween.
Couple days
Halloween
out.
is like,
yeah.
Isn't it Thursday?
A couple days. I think Halloween's on a Monday this year.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, let's say this week it would be October 27th, which is my son's 7th birthday. I just want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dean, Uncle Dave.
Yeah, Dean will be 7. So, this is a fun time in my life for him, because I get to watch him basically do everything I did wrong and me be mad at him, but really laugh.
But you can correct him. You can
I laugh first. Well, I correct him and laugh.
Yeah, there silence. You go. You call me. That's what I do. You call me and we laugh about it on the back.
I laugh about it.
That's what we did.
He told me, and I quote, I said, "What do you want to do for your birthday this year?" He said, "I want to throw a party for my day ones."
Oh my God, he's listening to the rap music. All the rap music. Oh man, that rap music.
That one got me.
Who is his day ones? Who is his day ones?
I don't know who his day ones are.
I have no clue. I've known the kid his whole life. I don't know who his day ones are.
I don't know. Shout out to Champagne Poppy, man.
There you go. I would have cried laughing at that. I would have been. I would have been in tears.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So what we got? Let's talk NBA. MLB playoffs.
This is October. Right.
Yeah. Look, this is October. We're in the MLB playoffs. This is how many years without having the team that had Mr. October on it, which is the Yankees.
It's coming up on about 20 years.
No, I'm saying how many years has it been since they have been in the World Series?
It's been about coming up on like 20 some years.
It's been 20 already?
I think it's coming up, mate. Let me see. Let's fact check it. Let me see. Yankees. You want that last World Series?
Yeah, that they were in. A-Rod was playing, right?
Okay, it was 2000. Was it 2009? About 13 years. What? About 13. So we coming up on 15 years, maybe.
15 years without the Bronx Bombers in the. So that's crazy to have a franchise that historic that we get surprised when they're not in the World Series. It's a historic franchise, and play for that. It's a lot of pressure. So, like the Lakers. You were still with me? You still with me?
Yeah, I'm back. You're back. We good.
Okay, paused. Yeah. So it's a lot of pressure to be on a historic franchise. You expected to win a championship every year. Not delusional like the Commanders.
Yeah.
Their fan base, they're just delusional.
It doesn't make sense.
They don't make sense at all.
No sense.
I don't get it. But to play for the Yankees, the Bronx Bombers, and to be expected to be in the World Series every year, that's a lot of pressure. Like I said, like the Lakers, I compare that to the Lakers because they expected to be somewhere close every year. It's a lot of pressure, and I think that's why we are so big on what's going on in LA with Russ and all that stuff, because it's such a historic franchise, and people expect a lot out of them. I don't see this happening if they happen. I don't see this even being a big story if Russ was still in Washington.
It wouldn't be at all. It wouldn't be a big story at all.
Yeah. But look, if Russ is listening, man, look, keep your head into it, man. You're still a pro, you're still a dog, and you're still a Hall of Famer, and you're etched in stone. If you stop today, you will be one of the best point guards ever played this game.
With no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
So let's stop all the slander. Let the man look. Everybody wants to see. This is like Jay-Z said, Dark Knight theory. You die and be a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
That's very true. And
You know what I'm saying?
They got him. He's becoming a villain, and it's just it's not right.
People put a lot into it. Like, look, we are entertainers. We are also people. People miss shots.
Yeah.
People miss shots. I'm gonna go into somebody's job one day. You know what? I want to do this, and I'm gonna bring cameras. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna nitpick the shit out of them one day. I don't care what they're doing. You know what? Next time I go to I don't eat fast food, but if I do, I'm gonna go somewhere and I'm gonna nitpick the shit out of that hamburger, and I'm gonna sit and say, look, you didn't put the pickle in the right spot. You didn't do that, and I'm sitting here watching. You didn't do that. You sneeze in your hands before you put that burger in that plastic. That's a foul. That's a foul play, dog.
That is.
You know what I'm saying?
That's hard, dog.
That's hard. Nah, I don't mess with that. You know what I mean?
You're gonna remake that.
What else? Okay. Somebody sends me an email. You have a misspelled word in there.
And probably,
I'm gonna call them on their shit.
And it's probably me who did that because
I mean,
grammar,
I'm not pointing fingers. Anything grammar is not for everybody.
Spelling grammar is
threes, brother. Neither is shooting threes. Neither is windmill dunks.
Hey, I know I shoot threes better than I spell.
And you're not really a good shooter at the end of the day.
Come on, man. Don't do me like that. Come on.
You did that. You set yourself up. You put yourself
not enough. Come on, man. Come on, man.
When they knocked it out the park.
Come on, man.
You did that to yourself.
I can let it fly.
Yeah, so can Russ. But do you make it?
Okay. All right. Touche. Touche, my friend.
See, look. That's the thing. Look, you call yourself a local joker, right?
I'm a civilian. Yes, I am. Local joker. Right.
You try shooting them threes with a 7-foot person running at you. And you know what? They might even run into you every now and then.
You know what? When you were with Sacramento, one day I came through the practice facility and I tried to play against DeMarcus Cousins, 7-footer. The shot's not getting off. He's blocking everything. It's not getting off.
It's not gonna work, man. And that's what people don't understand. Like, oh, I can hit that shot.
No, you can't.
No, you couldn't.
No, you can't. You couldn't. You got to be wide open.
All right, bro, take my job. Take my job then. I'll happily be a financier somewhere.
At my height, I got to be wide open to get a 3 off in the NBA. Yeah. Wide open.
But see, that's the thing. Like, people don't understand about being a basketball player, and then being the top dog on your team is even more pressure. Yeah. Like, people come to games and see us warm up and do. That's the fun part. Playing a game is a fun part. No, it isn't fun. Missing half of my summer because I'm training to play. Missing all my kids' lives because I'm playing basketball. My son's birthday is tomorrow. I will be in Denver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the tough part.
This is the tough part. The tough part is lifting weights. The tough part is, look, I have a cold right now. I didn't miss practice. I'm going to play tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many people work on Wall Street? Oh, I'm sick today. I can't go in. Yeah, they ain't even sick. They on a bender last night.
I knew you was gonna say that.
They on a bender.
And they stumbling into the office.
They're like, man, they said, I can't stumble in there like this. I had to call out.
I gotta call out. I'm gone.
I'm actually sick.
Yeah.
You're gonna fight through it. Look. And even my family to the extent, like, yo, we're gonna come to the game and support you. That ain't support. That's the fun part.
Yeah.
Supporting me is like, I don't feel like going to work out. I'll drive you. Or I'll come sit with you while you're working out. Or I'll bring you lunch.
I'll sit with you while you rehab if something happens.
Yep. Look, I can't. What? I'm rehabbing. I can't do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, you need anything? Want me to do this for you? I don't have to pay you to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's support. All you people out there. So y'all see athletes, y'all come to the game and then talk about how Russ is doing that. Okay, you come in there, you chastise and talk bad about them. One, first of all these internet gangsters and stuff, if we were 1-1, they would not say anything. And Russ proved that because the dude changed his whole stance.
They're just looking for attention. They just want you to acknowledge them. And the best way to get acknowledged is something negative.
Best way to get acknowledgement is something negative. But the thing about it is the reason why we have these podcasts now, because now I got a voice.
Yeah.
I can adequately tell you to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Sometimes that has to be said.
A lot of times it has to be said because honestly, people. The thing about the reality of the world nowadays is people feel too comfortable, doing things, and they don't know whether it's going to bite them in their ass later or not, because it doesn't, because they're 1,000 miles away. But if I tweet something homophobic, or like we see about Kanye, everything gets taken from you. You know what I mean? So we have to hold everybody accountable for what they do. You know what I'm saying?
No matter who it is.
Like if somebody tweets some anti-Semitic that works at Best Buy, I feel like they should get the same treatment that Kanye's getting.
That's true.
You know, fire them from that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Somebody says the N-word working at Staples. Well, it's not even Staples. Working at crypto.com. Right. They calling people the N-word on the internet. You know what? Fire them. They need to be done. Because if we're going to really hold these people accountable, and you want people to be as or act and try to relate to normal people. I would say I'm a normal person, but people don't see me as a normal person.
Right, because you have fame, you have a celebrity, you have a status.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody is being a human. Like, just be a human.
I mean,
like you don't talk to a human a certain way without repercussions. You don't say things about humans without repercussions. It's just life. That's how we are taught, and people are going away from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten to a point where people, the human nature now has gotten to a point to put people in certain boxes. I mean, it's been like that for a while, for a long time. But right now you put people in certain spaces and certain boxes while they're up here holding to the standard, or they got this, they're able to do these type of things. They have this better life or luxurious life, so we got to hold them to the standard. But everybody should be held to the same standard, because that makes the whole world a better place.
Right. But one thing you can't do is change how people feel about things. That's this whole episode is about me being devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just,
that's fine.
I hate saying devil's advocate, but it's like, I'd rather hear how people feel.
Yeah.
So I know how to deal with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have that person to person, that conversation, and get to know somebody. So you like, okay, I know how to deal with you. I know you. I see your views. I see what you believe, what you stand for. So I know how to deal with you. I can put you in this place where you deal with in my life, how it affects me.
Yeah. So if somebody's racist and they tweet racist stuff, then I believe you should hold them accountable, but I don't think you should mute them because they're just saying how they feel. You know what I mean? I know how to deal with them.
Yeah, I know how to deal with you. And someone needs to educate you because you have a horrible way of thinking or living.
To be racist, to be racist is to what you're saying. Being racist means you're not educated, obviously.
Right.
you're not very educated at all.
Nope.
And which means that as a grown man not being educated is that's nobody's fault but your own.
But your own. A grown person, period. Man, woman. If you're an adult and you have a racist outlook on life, you need to go seek the own information and get you away from them, because that's not what you're supposed to be.
Yeah. But then again, we wouldn't be human beings if we didn't have flaws, and respect everybody for who they are, and know that people gonna believe what they want to believe. Right. And it takes one person to change the world, and that's yourself. So as long as y'all, or whoever's listening out there, can better themselves, then this world will be a better place. And
look at us.
And when you have kids, you have responsibility to better them too. So
yeah, of course. Look at us dropping gems on the speakeasy. Status. Dropping gems,
man.
You get sports and gems.
You know what? I like where we're going with this.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel good.
It's like we changing the world, man.
I feel good about this.
Yeah. This feels good. I don't think there's much more to talk about, man. We gotta leave
this,
man.
You know what I'm
saying?
Come on. Tune in next week. More gems.
More gems. Hey, tune in next week for more gems on the Speakeasy, man. It's your boy Rudy Gay, and you got your boy DFergo. DFergo.
D_Fergo. You can call me DFerg. And make sure you go out and vote. Voting's coming up too. Make sure you go out and vote.
No, how about this? Make sure you know who you're voting for and what you're voting for.
Yes, get educated and go vote on whoever you want to vote for. Just go vote.
The theme of this episode is 1, being devil's advocate, 2, being educated.
I think it's called. I think this episode should be called "Devil Advocate / Dropping Gems." You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
Dropping the devil's gems? Nah, that's crazy.
Nah,
What? What was that? What did I just say?
I didn't say that. You said that.
What did I just say?
That
was crazy.
That was wild. Now it's getting crazy.
Dropping his gems on people. That's crazy. Wow. See, that's why I said end it, because everything was right.
It was too good. It was too good.
This is the Speakeasy with Devin and Rudy, and brought to you by Believe Network, man. Tune in next time, and we're gonna drop some more gems.
All right, see y'all later.